Have you ever heard of the glass ceiling, the glass cliff, and the glass escalator? These terms might sound like they belong in an architectural discussion, but in fact, they provide a lens through which we can view the often invisible, yet deeply impactful barriers faced by women and other minority groups in the workplace. The glass ceiling is a metaphor for the unseen yet unbreachable barrier that keeps individuals from advancing in their careers, despite their qualifications and achievements. The glass cliff, on the other hand, refers to the precarious position women often find themselves in when they do break through the glass ceiling, only to be placed in leadership roles during times of crisis or decline. Then we have the glass escalator, a phenomenon that sees men in female-dominated fields rapidly ascend to leadership roles, riding an invisible escalator to the top. These phenomena have real, tangible effects on career progression, pay equity, and workload distribution. They also highlight the disparities in recognition and leadership opportunities between different genders and groups. Let's examine these terms in a little more detail. The glass ceiling, the phenomenon affecting countless women in their careers. Lately, mainstream media has capitalized on this hot-button topic. But there is more to this problem than just blocking women's upward mobility in corporations. The glass ceiling isn't just about promotion and salary, it's about responsibilities, workload, and other benefits associated with a given career. Women are more likely to be given less responsibility in the goings-on in the workplace, yet given much more work to accomplish in a shorter period. Research has shown that women are more likely to agree to do more if asked, and sometimes if just implied. This has been seen in taking on the bulk of household tasks, child-rearing in the workplace, in academia, etc. It's like a ceiling made of glass. You can see the top, but something unseen is preventing you from getting there. For example, despite the strides made in gender equality, only about a quarter of senior roles worldwide are held by women. This isn't due to a lack of talent or ambition. Rather, it's a consequence of deeply ingrained biases and systemic obstacles that make it harder for these groups to climb the corporate ladder. It contributes to pay inequity, with women on average earning only 79 cents for every dollar earned by men. It also results in a lack of diversity in leadership, which can limit innovation and perspectives within a company. Moreover, this barrier isn't just about individual achievement. It's about the lost potential of highly qualified individuals who could be driving our businesses and economies forward, but are instead sidelined due to their gender or race. Next up is the glass cliff. Picture this: a company is in crisis. The board of directors decides to bring in fresh leadership, and they appoint a woman to the top role. It's a commendable step towards diversity, right? Well, not so fast. This woman now finds herself in a challenging position, possibly set up for failure. Is she being given a genuine opportunity, or is she being set up as a scapegoat if things don't improve? Sadly, this is not a rare event. Studies have shown that women are more likely to be appointed to lead organizations during times of crisis, a situation that often leads to a higher likelihood of dismissal or scapegoating. This is the glass cliff, a precarious position where the risk of failure is high and the fall can be steep. While the glass cliff presents a different set of challenges, it's closely tied to the glass escalator. Glass escalator. A fascinating term, isn't it? Men in female-dominated fields tend to get positive attention rather than women in male-dominated fields receiving mostly negative attention. This is called the glass escalator. The metaphor is a perfect way to describe what so many in female-dominated fields have seen firsthand. Men enter the field, often starting at a high pay rate, and quickly move into leadership positions. It's as if they step onto an invisible escalator that swiftly carries them to leadership positions. Take nursing or teaching, for instance. These fields are heavily female-dominated, yet men disproportionately occupy the top roles. In male-dominated fields, women are paid less, work harder, and get less credit. In female-dominated fields, men are paid more, work less, and get more credit. There seems to be quite a win-win situation happening for men in the workplace, whether it be in male or female-dominated fields. This phenomenon doesn't just impact the distribution of power within these fields, it also perpetuates gender stereotypes, reinforcing the notion that men should be in leadership roles, irrespective of the field. As women enter male-dominated fields, men start to leave, and they take their money with them. Interestingly, the reverse happens when men enter female-dominated fields. As more men flock to the job and the total number of men increases, so does the overall pay. The higher pay then attracts more men, and while this might seem like it would benefit women, it eventually results in pushing out the female staff. Then it converts into a glass ceiling problem and women still aren't benefiting. So, we've explored how these phenomena create invisible barriers that impede the progress of women and people of color in professional settings. We've seen how the glass ceiling limits career advancement, while the glass cliff puts women in precarious leadership positions, and the glass escalator propels men into leadership roles in female-dominated fields. These systemic discriminations can only be broken through a concerted effort to promote diversity and equity in leadership. Why does all this matter? Systemic racial and gender inequity fuels several other societal problems. If we can't nip them in the bud, we will remain trapped inside the discriminatory social system. White people are more likely to hire other white people. Men are more likely to hire other men. So, when leadership is full of white men, what else would you expect? Increasing representation from all genders, races, and backgrounds in decision-making roles is critical to dismantling these barriers and creating a more equitable workplace. It's important for each of us to recognize these phenomena in our own workplaces. We can all play a part in advocating for change, whether that's through challenging biased hiring practices, promoting pay equity, or supporting diverse leadership. Remember, change starts with awareness. Together, we can create a workplace that's fair and inclusive for everyone.